What's going on? So I'm back with a brief video, and I was just sitting here thinking about something regarding this whole debacle with this man we got in the office, number 47. So all of a sudden, during the passing of this big bloated rat bill, those so-called rumors of World War III has like ceased. It totally ceased. You don't hear it on Twitter. I don't hear about it on social media. And it was looking as if we was headed towards World War III. You had the US jumping in, attacking Iran for Israel. You had Israel still attacking Iran and it's like backwards and forwards. You had everybody getting ready to gear up. You had North Korea supplying Iran with missiles from what the news reports would say. I don't know if it's true or not. But it was reports that North Korea was even jumping in. So it was looking disastrous. It was looking like we were heading for doomsday. And then all of a sudden, it just totally stopped. Iran stopped posting anything on Twitter. Other countries, like Israel, they stopped posting anything. You didn't see anything like that no more. In fact, I had to actually type it in on Twitter to see whether or not my news feed either hid it, but sure enough, they just stopped posting. And I don't believe it's peace that quick because I know that the U.S. had bombed one of Israel's, no, I meant to say Iran's nuclear spots that was abandoned. And Trump talking about something that it's going to be peace after this. You know good and well, no enemy is not just going to lay down and let you do all that to them and believe it's peace like that fast. And all of a sudden, here comes this big bloated rat bill, the so-called big ugly bill that's going to really disenfranchise and hurt the marginalized people, the poor, the minority base, the whites, the poor whites, or it's going to really it's going to do detrimental damage to the poor white community. Because in my area, a lot of them that receive SNAP benefits and on HUD programs and everything, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. But anyways, I just want to know what the hell happened to all this impending World War III news. It just abruptly stopped. The news media stopped mentioning it. MSNBC don't talk about it. Trashy Fox News don't talk about it. Nobody seemed to mention it no more. And I know peace don't come that fast with no war. Iran told Israel that they'll never stop fighting. Israel wanted to have a ceasefire. And Iran, from what I heard, they said, no, we're going to keep fighting until we can't fight no more. So obviously, it's still something going on. It's just that the media here in the U.S. stop talking about it. Now, I won't just go out and say stop talking about it because I haven't seen nothing, no kind of upcoming new information regarding none of these wars. Personally, I haven't seen nothing come down my news feed or news articles in like the last week. Perhaps I could say the last 2 weeks. And I just find that rather strange. You know, I really wouldn't be surprised if the U.S. be orchestrating a lot of this propaganda news. Because back in the days when something used to happen, you used to have news footage. You used to have available news footage. Nowadays, something happened and the citizens just believe it. They'll believe anything that the government tell them. Hey, an alien spacecraft landed in Wisconsin, 2 of them. We sending crews down there now to evaluate and investigate the incident. Americans will be sitting here thinking, oh man, it's 2 flying crafts just landed. You see what I'm saying? You shouldn't be able to let anybody tell you anything and believe it. And that's why I say, hey, I'm like that guy in the Bible, Doubting Thomas. I'm just like Doubting Thomas. I ain't gonna believe it until I see it. There's too many lies being told over the years. And I wouldn't be surprised if Trump met with the Iranian president and behind closed doors, because I already know he probably met with him in the Oval Office and all that kind of stuff. You know what kind of person he is. But I just find it, I don't know, some stuff I may not ponder long on, but it just, some stuff you just can't just make sense of it, you know. And with the passing of this bill, it's supposed to affect what they said between 53 million Medicaid insured individuals. And you hear people saying, oh, well, what's wrong with you doing 80 hours a month to get your Medicaid and your food stamps? You're lazy. You're this, you're that. Need I remind you that some of these governmental programs that you be on, like SNAP, HUD, Medicaid, or anything like that, any kind of type of governmental insurance, do you know you have to work? And if you don't work, what they'll do is they'll refer you to a place, something like Job Junction. They want you to be self-employed. They want you to be able to get a job. They don't want you on these programs long. And this is the state saying this. Food stamps have their own app. I forgot the name of it. But inside of their food stamp app, they have where you can apply for warehouse jobs, janitorial jobs, teaching positions. You could drive forklift. They have all kind of ways for you to be self-employed or employed. And this is inside the food stamp app. So a lot of people who think a person is lazy because they refuse to work or do anything just to stay on assistance, then that's a person who ain't never been on it. And then on top of that, it's not easy to get on. And once you own, if you don't abide by certain rules and do well, you not evaluations, it's almost something like evaluation. But if you don't register or apply at a certain deadline, you lose your benefits. Try missing recertification once you're on HUD. Try missing recertification and they give you like 2 tries to come in and submit all your updated documents and information in order to stay another year on the program. Try not submitting none of that paperwork. You'll be off just as fast as you got on. Same thing with food stamps. When you don't recertify or miss your appointment, you off. You know, but people across this country think that, oh, it's a free governmental handout. Ain't nothing free. You give them access to your bank accounts. You give them access to actually comb through your entire database to see if you're getting any kind of money, if you want it all across the country, anything like that. You trading a lot of your personal information just for food or just for a free, technically a free roof over you and your children's head. So until a person is actually on that type of program or subsidy, then they can say something. But for the average person that's working and they doing this and doing that, that's just like if I never had children. I can't say how my experience is to a person who never had children because I got 4. I don't know how it is not to have children unless they all grow up and leave the house. But But yeah, I didn't want to keep this video too long. I just find it rather suspect that when the passing of this bill, all of this World War III talk ceased. And I just don't believe it's peace in the Middle East that damn quick. I just don't believe that. This government been lying to his own people for over 200 and something years. So why would I believe that they're telling the truth now? I ain't see any kind of evidence that the U.S. attacked one of Israel's empty nuclear base. They didn't show no footage of that. There's no footage of really none of these wars except Russia attacking Ukraine and Iran versus Israel. Yeah, they got footage of that. But the U.S. sending drone attacks, because nowadays you got what's called manipulation of the masses. You could just say something. If you got power over the media, you could just say something to a person and run with it. So I was priceless raw with another video. Thank you for listening and tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to be checking my videos for future upcoming videos. So until next time, everybody, peace and continue to have a good day. Later.